Hey guys, how you doing? This is Manga, etc. and I'm here today to bring the review for One Piece episode 1017. A visually beautiful episode with hardly any talking in it and just very action packed. And like I said, there was hardly any talking of it. I think the most important line within this episode came from Big Mom herself when she said, once this is all said and done, the person who wins will be one step closer to Parrot King. Obviously, this happens when they are going back and forth between them, staying like, I'm gonna steal this from you, I'm gonna take your crew and all that kind of stuff right there. So it makes sense what Big Mom says, because once the winner has been decided, obviously the winning party will take what the others have. Obviously Luffy still needs the poneglyphs. Even Big Mom and Kaido need poneglyphs, funnily enough. And this treasure, the pirates, pirates still treasure, whatever. So it makes sense what Big Mom says. Once this is all said and over, person was going to reap the rewards of the victory. There was other talking moments within this episode. I would say these are Oda's attempts at humor for the episode. I don't feel that the episode really needed it, but let's come to what you expect from in One Piece. We know that Law, Kid, and Luffy have this certain relationship between them, whereas because they're all captains, they want to be seen as like the kind of top dog in front of each other. So we know we know they have a that kind of relationship where they're arguing about who's the biggest and baddest. We've seen it before previously. Let's carry on now. We've just recently discovered that Law has a problem with being ordered around. That is again being explored within this episode, this time via Zoro. And again, I say that these are attempts of humor for the episode. I'm not saying that they're not funny, I'm just saying that they're low scale because either they've been done before or just personal preference. But like I said, the rest of the episode, there was hardly any talking of an episode. The episode was just really action packed. I noticed an up in the animation for the episode, rightly so, because this will always be a monumental part of the One Piece stories as a total, even when it's all said and done. This roof piece will be a monumental point, so I can understand why the animators decided to up the ante for this portion of the arc. However, although beautifully eye-catching and nice to see, I do feel like some of the choices that they made for this episode slowed down the pace, especially for Kids Punk Gibson transformation. I personally myself am not a fan of Mecha, so that might influence my decision here, but I feel like it took too long for the transformation to take place, and that slowed down the episode. Again, I kind of feel the same way for Luffy's gear for transformation. We've seen Luffy's gear for transformation as well. I am pretty sure, now that I think about it, that the original time you see Luffy transform into gear 4, it didn't take as long as it does within this episode. So I just feel like that these transformations were just a ploy to kind of stretch out the episode and just fill out the episode, because they didn't want to get too far within the manga content within this episode. And another reason why I feel that these transformations are a dumb thing to do, is because Law doesn't have one of his own. Law is just room and up. Like, he doesn't have a transformation, so I feel like that was a dumb play for them to do. But like I said, action-packed episode. We see them attacking Kaido. I feel like, I'm not 100% sure of this actually, but I feel like there's a part where they added just a little bit something which made Kaido seem a bit more tanky. So let me say that again. I feel like there's a part where they added something to the episode that didn't happen within the manga, and because of that, you see Kaido taking on more attacks than he does originally within the manga. And if that is so, it just makes Kaido seem more tanky, because he's been fighting for a long time. Even now in the manga, he's been fighting for a long time. He's taking attack and after attack after attack with no break. So it makes Kaido seem like more of a tank. But I'm not 100% sure if something was added, or I'm just forgetting about how it played out within the manga. So anything else I want to say? There was another part of the episode where Zoro goes for his attack with Enma. I can't remember what the attack was called. Again, visually beautiful to see, like the whole powering up sequence and all that. It was visually beautiful to see, but I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it overall. Because part of me feels like the pacing there just really slowed down, and it could have been better. But at the same time, I feel like the build up to the attack, and you see Kaido saying, "Oh my gosh, Kaido, watch out! That's not an ordinary sword." I kind of did feel a bit of tension there as well. But I feel like, I don't know, overall maybe the pacing could have been better, especially for that bit of the episode. So I'm not sure. Like I said previously, there's bits of the episode where I'm like, yeah, pacing is slowing down here, and that's, like I said, I think that's because of my biases, like not like a Mex in One Piece. But for that part of the episode, because I like Zoro, I like what he does. You know, Santoru, I'm a big fan. All of it, all of his attacks. So I'm not quite sure with that. But that's the last thing I want to point out specifically. Like, yeah, specifically. But I really want to say that overall, I feel like the episode was visually stunning. It was nice to see this part of this series, this arc, finally animated, and seeing Kaido take these hits. One thing I do have to say about the anime is that it does make things a bit more clearer, because when reading this, it was like, oh my gosh, they're attacking Kaido, the attacks are getting through, it seems like it's hurting him, but I didn't quite understand what their attacks were doing. Now I can see it more clearly. It's more clearer now. I can see it now, and I can appreciate it that much more. However, I do feel like bits and bobs of this episode, the pacing does slow it down, and that the episode wasn't as action packed and fast paced as a fight should be. And it's for those reasons this episode only edges out the average 3-star rating. And like always, guys, I'm asking for your thoughts and opinions. If you haven't already, please go to my YouTube channel. But most importantly, take care. Have a nice day.